What are we touching on first here?
Lawsuit? Are we doing the lawsuit first with
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. You were informing us on that. So
let me okay, hold on. Let me go to Twitter and I'll pull it up on screen so we can read it.
And while he's pulling that up, I think the 115 people watching the streams right now should like the stream, subscribe to all the initiative channels, and and comment something.
Let's see. Here.
Yeah, make or you know what? If you're hate watching, give it a dislike. Give us some hate comments too. Give us some hate comments.
We love that shit. We love it.
Yeah.
This is the CEO of Isom. This is a lot. I have to warn you, it's a lot. So I'm going to try and run through as much of this as possible. All right. Isom trademark lawsuit update. Why serving the lawsuit against Eric July and Rippaverse LLC has now become necessary. It's with deep sadness that Good Shepherd Ministries, Isom.org, announces its efforts to reasonably settle its Isom trademark dispute with Mr. Eric July and his business Rippaverse LLC has been unsuccessful. Surprise, surprise, right? Good Shepherd had hoped to avoid the time, effort, expense, and uncertainty associated with litigation, but settlement negotiations have reached an impasse. Good Shepherd will now serve its lawsuit on Mr. July's company and seek relief in court. With the serving of this lawsuit, all previous settlement offers are off the tables. Good Shepherd intends to defend with everything it has its good Isom name. We created that name over 25 years ago and have grown it prolifically. On a global scale in the ensuing decades. We are now at peace knowing that we tried hard to resolve this out of court with a simple settlement. Even though we failed, we are confident that a jury trial and the legal system will bring a resolution to this matter. Both organizations spell Isom name in the exact same way. As a result, internet searches for the word Isom bring up both organizations' products side by side under images on YouTube. This confusion is amplified. Social media hashtags including Isom are similarly confusing, especially hashtag Isom. Both organizations pronounce Isom name in the exact same way. Both organizations are engaged in the online sales of publishing content. Both organizations have products that have a Christian theme or mark, including the cross on the character's belt. Both organizations have overlapping conservative Christian audiences. That's another weird one. Both organizations are involved in charity work. Both organizations have merch products that look very similar.
I'm sick of covering Eric July. It's official. I'm sick of covering Eric July, like 6 months ago. But the dude keeps on becoming relevant. As you may have heard, he's getting sued officially. And he released a response to this. And his last reaction to this was really bad. And it's like, I gotta cover it. And then, apparently because of this reaction, the church, the International School of Ministry, they released a response too. And we're going to look over both of them. Yay. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in. Eric July, and I'm sure will have some really thoughtful, well thought out ideas in his lawsuit video here that he has titled Our Statement, a Christian Organization and Their Frivolous Lawsuit. He better hope it's actually frivolous. just saying.
This is shocking. The International School of Ministry is a video-based Bible school. According to their own words, their vision is to turn every local church in the world into a ministry training center.
Oh God, I didn't know they were video-based. Oh, that's even worse for him. That's really bad. Oh shit.
And then into a church planting center. According to their statement of faith, they believe in the deity of our Lord Jesus Christ, in his virgin birth, and in his bodily resurrection. They believe the Bible to be the inspired and infallible word of God. And this is partially why I'm shocked that a Christian organization would do such a thing and bring us into a baseless trademark lawsuit. Before I proceed with the rest of our statement,
Well, if they're actually an online-based service, which I didn't realize, if they're an online-based service that uses the term Isom, you're in trouble, man. That's really bad. I'd
like to be very clear. We were not in any communication with Good Shepherd or the International School of Ministry prior to the filing of the lawsuit. There were no obvious opportunities presented to engage in a good faith conversation before the lawsuit was filed.
But you made a video on it before it was filed, and it was known that it was filed. They made a statement saying they wanted to do a resolution. What? Eric, if they had just filed it, you would have just been served and then that's it. Like, there was time before you made videos about it. My God, that seems pretty fucking untrue.
About what's being alleged. We were not made aware that the International School of Ministry had any issues with the Rippaverse until the lawsuit was filed. Not only did this make this ordeal public, but it was all.
Eric, you made it public when you started making videos about it. Like, obviously it was public before because you can look up court records and shit like that. But, like, you made videos about it first. Before anyone else made a statement, you're spitting out videos on this shit. Like, do you think when you make a video, like you're doing right now, that, like, that just doesn't, like, nobody watches that? That doesn't count as going out to the public?
Also news to us. So if anybody alleges that Good Shepherd just wanted to get clarification, we find that filing a lawsuit is an interesting way to go about it. Despite all of this, we still had no problems entering into a good faith discussion with the International School of Ministry. If the main issue was centered around assuring there was distinction between the Rippaverse and the International School of Ministry, we were open to negotiations. We disagree that anyone would truly confuse a ministry and a comic book company or comic book character, but we were certainly open to hearing and addressing real concerns.
Well, apparently you guys are both internet-based video companies, so that's not good. You've decided to put a crucifix on Isom's dick. That could be an issue. Oh, and you have an incredibly toxic fan community that you weaponize and throw at people who criticize you. That might be a really big one.
We had some settlement discussions and we thought that we were on track to finding a mutually beneficial solution. But we were blindsided when the International School of Ministry, a nonprofit, demanded profit from our company to be a part of the negotiation.
Eric? Nonprofit just means any extra money once they pay off everything to, settle everything, just goes like to charity, essentially. Like they don't, or they could do it to completely reinvest the business. It just means they aren't allowed any profit. That's it. Now, if you are taking money that could be allocated to them, they are entitled to that and entitled to use that in whatever way they see fit. And if they're a nonprofit, then they just won't use it for profit. See, just because it's profit for you doesn't mean it's profit for them.
And they wanted this to be perpetual. Again, this is shocking. The demand for our profits doesn't seem to have much to do with the alleged concerns over confusion. But
well, that's Eric. Like when they do a Google search for Isom, they're going to come up with your Isom and their Isom right next to each other. That is an issue of concern considering they own the brand. You sell Isom merch, they sell Isom merch. It's going to add to brand confusion. You could be cutting into their money. And if nothing else, you could be cutting into their reputation. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the WWF versus the WWF, World Wrestling Federation versus World Wildlife Federation. World Wrestling Federation had all the money in the world to throw at this, but World Wildlife Federation won the case, and suddenly it becomes WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. It seems like a case very similar to that, except one of those parties wasn't also being toxic as fuck, throwing their fans. I'm certain his fans are attacking this church right now. I can guarantee you that one.
But even worse, the International School of Ministry is demanding limits on our ability to create, and that's all we want to do as a company. Build characters and create comic books. We want to give our customers a good time, and we want them to have fun. In the words of Neil Gaiman, we strive to make good art.
Oh, dude. I don't think Neil Gaiman will endorse you here. I really don't. I don't think he's made a public statement about this, but I don't think he's endorsing any use of his words by you. I would be shocked.
I think one reason it seems incredibly relevant and feels very relevant is that the Sandman of 30-something years ago was a bit ahead of its time. Things that were unimportant back then, but that I was doing because it just felt like the right thing to do. Putting gay characters in, putting trans characters in, putting black characters in, establishing early on that, yes, our hero is of all races. He is not human. He is all of these things. Here is an entire episode in which he is black 10,000 years ago. And people who look at the Endless see the Endless that they see. There is no true form for these characters. That kind of stuff, which just seemed sensible when I was writing it, now it's Flashpoint stuff. Now people are arguing about it. Now we get these trolls online screaming at us that we're woke and stuff. And I'm like, well, if we're woke, then we were woke in 1988 and it didn't hurt us then. And we've sold millions of copies, so we're doing all right.
This has been such a fulfilling project, and our lives have been changed for the better. And it's unfortunate that a Christian organization would want to limit this mission and demand control. It's just shocking. I'll speak on the merits of the lawsuit in a bit, but we have not infringed on the...
Why does he keep on cutting to the stylized version? Like, I guess maybe just to look fancy, but like the stylized version where only the yellow bill of his cap is visible? Oh. Seems like a lot of work for this video that he probably shouldn't be making, frankly.
The trademark rights of Good Shepherd. Though I'm telling this story publicly a lot earlier than I wanted, it is important that you know where the name Isom originates. It is not an acronym. It is one of our characters' heroic name, and though he does have an in-universe reason for being named as such, which will be revealed in a later issue.
I'm starting to think every time he says will be revealed in a later issue just means I don't know. I don't know.
The name Isom is near and dear to me. Isom launched what has been my dream company. The character and everybody attached to him were named with purpose. The character of Isom was my way to honor my family. Isom is the first name of the second generation patriarch of my family, Isom Knox. He was born in 1851 in Arkansas. He's my great-great-great-grandfather. In the Rippaverse, Isom's real name is Avery Silman, and his last name is based on Isom's wife name, Mary Jane Silman.
So, yeah. So you just took names from your family then? That's what you're saying? So I guess it's not quite self-inserts, but it's family inserts for this character? Is that what you're saying?
My great-great-great-grandmother. His first name, Avery, is based on my great-grandfather, Avery Knox.
Oh, I bet you guys didn't know we were getting family tree history on Eric. We're getting covered here. We're good.
Who was born in 1897 and is Isom's grandson.
Well, guys, yeah, he's reading a script, you don't buy it. Yeah, you know what? I kind of don't buy it either, but like, I also kind of don't care because at the end of the day, he doesn't own the fucking Isom trademark. Do you think if the WWE in their lawsuit with the World Wildlife Federation, if the what's his face, Vince McMahon came out and said, my grandfather was named WWF. Do you think they would have been allowed? Do you think that would have won the case for him? You think that would have been the censure? Well, it's not gonna mean shit.
So this character's first, last, and hero name are all based on real people that are my family members. The name Isom predates Good Shepherd in both my family and other instances, many other instances. But it isn't just Isom whose name is based on my family. The same is said for his sister, Altona. Altona Knox is the name of Avery Knox.
Did you borrow the entire cast from your family? The fuck? Is your whole comic book world filled with inserts from your family? My God, what? What are we doing?
His sister, thus making her one of my aunts. Avery's
Oh, okay, one of your aunts is in the book. Okay.
parents are named Jacob and Harriet.
This is ridiculous. Just every single fucking character in that book has a connection to his family. The fuck? It's a fucking comic book, Eric.
Jacob and Harriet Knox are the first generation and the mother and father of Isom Knox. So they are the parents of Isom in both our universe and...
Exactly, Lucifer. Like, give this to your lawyer and see what they can do with it. You don't make a fucking video.
And in real life. As you can see, Isom isn't a random name. It's my creative way to honor my family. Again, it is unfortunate that Good Shepherd...
You don't own the trademark, Eric, and you're using the name essentially because here's the deal. Like when you just post shit about here, let's look it up real fast. Because when you just post like random shit about Isom, you don't really get much in the way of views now, do you? You know, fucking I'm sure we can dig it up here, but it'll be like Isom quarterly report, like 1,000 views or some shit. But then like if you post some drama shit, you'll get like 10,000 easy. Let's see. God, has he done that many? Yeah, money making in comics. This came even cracked 10K. Here's the announcement of Mike Berin joining the Rickiverse. I can't quite crack 2K. You know, for a channel his size, his views are not huge. Honestly, lots of his videos can't quite crack 2K. I guess his Chuck Dixon one on... Oh, no, that's the one on Dane. That's right. But, like, just his standard Isom crap doesn't really get the views. There's his most popular one. He did the pronoun defense on for as. That got him 150K. Shit like that will get him views. Oh, wait, here's some Isom stuff. Isom number 2, recap. Comes to a close. 3.7 thousand views. This one, Rippaverse has sold over 100,000 books. Isom 1 and 2, 5.2 thousand views. That's really bad for a channel his size. More Isom number 2 reviews are in. 4.8 thousand. Isom number 2 hits 2.2 million. 4.3 thousand. Yeah, his views definitely go up when he's not just talking Isom. So he has to talk about the drama. He has to talk about this lawsuit. He has to talk about, like... he has to talk to fucking Nerdrotic about the SAG-AFTRA strike. Dude, like, I've seen Nerdrotic's review on the SAG-AFTRA strike. He doesn't know shit. Why would you talk to him? It's, like, the stupidest thing ever. Then has, I assume, segments from an As stream where he talks about Daredevil and shit. Like, that type of shit might get him some views, but, like, just talk about Isom doesn't get him views. Here. Talk about Isom drama, because apparently somebody took a photo in front of his grandfather's grave. Or somebody named Isom Knox grave, because I don't even know if it's him. Fuck. We'll go ahead and say it is. We'll give him benefit of the doubt. But that'll get him 75,000, because drama around it will net him views. Talk about this lawsuit will net him views. The actual, like, standard, like, oh, here's some updates on Isom, that won't get him news. That won't get him views. Oh, here's a spoiler chat on Isom. That won't get him views.
Shepherd takes exception to this. The sad part of this situation is that Dr. Gilfillan, Good Shepherd's founder, personally asked me to explain this when I met with him. And I did. This was...
Wait. Did you meet with him before it was filed? Because you were just saying it was filed and you didn't know about it. Dude.
Before they demanded a perpetual profit off of our work. A profit off of my effort to honor my family.
What was your counter notification? What was your counter offer, Eric? Because that seems kind of standard. Like, okay, you're making money off the Isom trademark. You have to pay us money. That seems kind of standard. Now, you could, like, give them some sort of counter offer. You could maybe see if you get that number lower. You could maybe offer to change the name of the comic book. I honestly was expecting you to come out of this with Rippaverse's Isom instead of just Isom. That's or Eric July's Isom, something like that. I don't think you're gonna get away that easy though.
Again, even having no conversation with them prior to this lawsuit, we were still amendable to negotiating, so as long as it was good faith. They clearly were unwilling to withdraw any monetary payment, and we do not take those frivolous threats lightly.
Withdraw any... Well, here's the deal. Even if you change the name, they might ask for some of the back money, because you still made money off the Isom brand. Knowingly or not knowingly, Eric, you made money off the Isom brand, so they would ask for a chunk of your past money at least. That's fairly standard. Your best move at that point would be talking down. Do you have lawyers? Do you have lawyers that are going over this? It really seems like you don't, because why are you even making this video? Seriously.
But let's talk about the trademark. Now, a trademark is connected to specific goods sold under the mark. Good Shepherd failed to accurately compare the relevant goods. The goods identified in their registration fall into distinct classes. Class 9 covers audio material and Class 16 covers print material. In their original letter to me, Class 9 is what Good Shepherd rely on, but that's limited to audio material, not comic book characters, so there's some misidentification of the covered goods in the lawsuit.
Okay, but like you guys both do videos on you guys both provide video services. That seems very similar.
As it was filed. That's obviously a problem. But they also are trying to expand the scope of the goods they claim are under this mark by claiming that they're printed instructional, educational, and teaching materials all in the field of religion, which is a
Okay, so it might just be the audio stuff is kind of under their thing. Maybe, yeah.
Direct text from their registration somehow could be confused with comic books. But the worst part is that the ministry's claimed goods involve religious content, not comic book characters.
Well, I mean, you did put a fucking crucifix on his dick, dude. Like, it's right the fuck there. Like, let's dig up the good old fashioned Isom picture real fast. Like, you put a fucking crucifix on his dick. I don't know what else to tell you. Not the best quality, but it gets the point across. Anyways, standard cover for Isom number 1. We can zoom in and clearly see he has a crucifix on his dick. You thought it was so important that he have a crucifix on his dick, Eric. Just saying. If you don't want to be associated with religion, maybe don't put a crucifix on his dick. I don't know.
Conveniently for them, their arguments broaden the scope of the goods that they claimed with the trademark office. We do not sell audio or electronic books. We do not sell print material centered around religious instructional content. Our industry is dominated by physical copies, and that's all we currently sell. But Good Shepherd is claiming that we sell many of the same types of goods, and that's nonsense. They're relying on the fact
you both sell t-shirts. No, I can pull that up right now. Oh dear. Actually, this is kind of bad for Eric. So I just did a Google search for just Isom t-shirt. Isom t-shirt. Verse result. Rip a verse. Isom number 1 t-shirt. On sale for $8, guys. Isom number 1 t-shirt. Let's, do I have to look deeper for the International School of Ministry? Well, there's their t-shirts. You both have t-shirts, Eric. It's not good. It's not good at all.
That our character has a cross on his belt. Good Shepherd does not.
Yeah, slicing prices across the board for legal funds. I was kind of wondering about that. Mikael, it's much funnier if you refer to it as a crucifix, as a dick crucifix than a belt crucifix. Much funnier.
Not own the rights to the use of a cross symbol. On top of that, claiming that there is overlap in the target market is flat out wrong.
If you're gonna push like some Christian shit in your comic book, there would be overlap.
Good Shepherd identifies itself as the largest multi-denominational video-based Bible school in the world, targeting Christians who seek to obtain training to bring forth the word. This was stated by televangelist Marilyn Hickey, and it's on their website. We are a comic book company. We set out to entertain first and foremost. The Rippaverse is not a ministry, nor does anything that we do have faith-based instructional or training aspects. Maybe there will be some overlap if our business was like the International School of Ministry.
Well, real quick, I already brought up the example. World Wildlife Federation versus World Wrestling Federation. Not two businesses that you're likely to get confused about, but they had the same name.
With Pastor Chris and Christ Embassy, or if we were the Illinois School of Ministry, or the Indiana School of Ministry, or the Islamic Society of Midwest. They all are specifically involved in faith and ministry. To our knowledge,
they didn't make $6 million on a comic book, Eric. Like, you know, they can go after them. In fact, I guarantee you they can. But, like, what are they going to get? I mean, that's something a court's going to take into consideration. Like, you go after this, like, little itty-bitty place, you know, get, like, what, $50 from them? Eric's made, like, $6 million on the Isom name. Yeah, they can go after you.
There aren't any active trademark disputes between them and Good Shepherd. The Rippaverse, on the other hand, is not a religious organization. The individual religious beliefs of our employees and contractors are completely irrelevant to what we do. We have a public code of ethics, and it says nothing about religion. But we are a for-profit business, and therefore we have profit to plunder. And that is what Good Shepherd has demanded.
Dude, it is possible for a nonprofit to use your profit and still be nonprofit. Do you understand that?
Convenient and, again, shocking. This claim of actual confusion has been unsupported. Dr. Gilfillan has publicly already acknowledged his lack of knowledge regarding the credibility of the example given in the original letter. The lack of investigation is alarming. They got an email from a person claiming to be a senior reporter despite...
It doesn't matter. I'm certain they talked to a lawyer before filing the lawsuit. They aren't going to get this email and be like, oh shit, obtuse fucking gnome sent us an email. We have to sue now and sue hard. No. They might have gone this and then talked to a lawyer and said, hey, is there a case here? And the lawyer says, yes, there's a case. And then boom, there's a case.
Them operating under an unprofessional email. Had they done their research...
Exactly, Pink Bunny Zero. Like, who told them the information or all that doesn't fucking matter. If it's accurate, then it's fine. He's allowed to know.
They would clearly see that this is just a disgruntled critic of mine. That led to Good Shepherd's alleged confusion and thus a frivolous lawsuit. In fact, every example of actual confusion that we've been provided by Good Shepherd were online internet trolls. By continuing on with this, they're actually incentivizing more trolls that will inevitably feign confusion or something else. These trolls would like nothing more than to ruin the Rippaverse or to make this a very expensive affair. Trolls are using Good Shepherd's naivety or simple greed to harass us.
There's no way in hell they're filing a lawsuit because trolls told them to, Eric. That's not how this works. Like, how dense are you? Like, you think, like, trolls are, like, the puppet master over all this shit? Come on, man. Get a grip.
It is unfortunate that Good Shepherd does not seem to understand this. And because they've not investigated prior claims of confusion, we cannot rely on the blanket assertions. We presented several ideas and were willing to make concessions. We believe our suggestions benefit both parties, but is this what was desired? We're not sure how profiting from our work perpetually accomplishes this. They basically agreed to none of our core bullet points and came back with wanting perpetual payment. Even to this day, we are happy to settle this on reasonable terms. We aren't impeding on their rights, and these types of agreements to coexist peacefully are made by trademark attorneys every single day. Many times these are completed amicably without any money changing hands. This should not be difficult. At some point,
to my understanding, we can go over it about how part of the issue was just how toxic his fans are and how they don't want to be associated with that.
Shepard claimed that a forever license payment is required to protect their right. That is simply not true. A perpetual license would tie both the Rippaverse and Good Shepherd together forever. I thought that was specifically what Good Shepherd hoped to avoid. So,
dude, if you're cool with it, they're cool perpetually making a chunk of your money. That's typically how trademark shit will work. That's usually why they change the name, because they don't want to perpetually be paying this business for just existing.
So let's be clear here. Number one, we went into negotiations and there was no indication they wanted profit off of our business. This was a subversive strategy, and it wasn't until after the initial negotiations did they want perpetual payments. We easily could have come up with an agreement where both parties coexist with no constant payment. This type of agreement is largely the norm. Number two, this whole thing was initiated due to trolling. Had they done their diligence...
The initiation doesn't fucking matter, Eric, as long as it's true. It was initiated due to trolling. Find me a piece of legal document that says, oh, you can't sue somebody based on trolling. What? No, all that matters is if it's fucking true.
They would know they were relying on false reports to initiate this very...
Actually, you can call it trolling if you want, but they weren't false. You could argue like that letter was like misleading them, saying, oh, you're using the Isom. It's nice of you to let Eric July use your Isom name. You could argue that, but like the overall broad point was correct.
Conflict. Good Shepherd saw this as a monetization opportunity, and that would explain their lack of research. Number three, just as I explained to you all in this statement, we gave Good Shepherd the origin of the name Isom. They specifically asked for it, and expressing this could assist the settlement process. That doesn't seem to be the case because, well, now they want to profit off of the name of my great-great-great-grandfather.
Dude, even if it is the name of your great-great-great-grandfather, and I'll go ahead and say it is, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. Dude, they own the trademark. Get a grip.
Number four, Good Shepherd was not open to compromise. They lauded greater demands as negotiations went on. This seems to create more conflict rather than resolve it. To the audience.
This really seems like shit you shouldn't be putting in a video for a standing case. Just probably a bad idea.
Think about this. Sonic is the name of a fast food company, and it was founded long before even my own mother was alive. As indicated in their name and slogan, they were about fast.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody owns the Sonic trademark. I actually doubt they do, because Sonic is actually kind of a general name. Like, we can look that up real fast and see what the story is behind that. But I'm pretty sure it's going to come back and say Sonic's a general name. Okay, so it looks like nobody, like just looking broadly at Google, and it seems like that'd probably be the safe bet. Nobody actually owns the name Sonic because it's too general, like Sonic is a word. However, Sega owns the trademark to Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Sonic, the fast food place, owns the trademark for Sonic Drive-In. That would make sense.
Service. They, of course, became known for items like the chili cheese coney. Sonic is also the name of a video game hedgehog that runs extremely fast. Ironically, he is also known for eating chili dogs. Yet even the Sonic Corporation and Sega Sonic can coexist. They are in two...
Yes, because neither one of them is fighting for the trademark to the word Sonic. You see, you can only have trademarks on words if the words are seen as being, like, unique enough. Like, I can't go out and get a trademark for the word the and make money every time somebody uses the word the. It's too fucking general.
Completely different industries, and they both sell merchandise with their brand of Sonic. Look, guys, we did everything in our power to resolve this. This could turn out to be a very expensive affair, and it's unfortunate that a Christian organization wants to go this route. We've assessed the risk, and even in the worst case scenario, it's still worth it to us to fight like hell. This organization does not want me to use my own family name unless we pay them for.
Okay, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give him benefit of the doubt and say that is his family name. He doesn't have the trademark for it. He can't just sell merch on it.
The rest of our lives. We cannot simply agree to that, and it looks like we're taking this to court. I want to thank each and every one of our supporters for the continued support. The Rippaverse will keep.
What case is that? Like, yeah, they have the trademark for the name Isom, but my grandfather was named Isom first, therefore we get unlimited use of it. I don't see that standing up in court, Eric. Did a lawyer tell you this? Like, I'm really starting to suspect he doesn't fucking have lawyers. That is what I'm really starting to suspect, because why is he making these videos? Why is he saying this shit? Seriously, like, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, like, you're kind of, you haven't said it, but you've kind of implied that they aren't real Christian organizations. I mean, hell, like, I have this paused, you can see the title of the video, he put Christian in quotes. Why? Like, what evidence do you have? You're implying they're somehow not Christian? Well, if they're not Christian, wouldn't that mean they're more in your market than you are? Because you're not Christian, are you, Eric? Come on. Dude, this is, like, the weakest case you could have put forward, and probably shouldn't have put forward in a video.
Rolling, and my legal team will be handling this. We're going to keep you updated, and to the people that despise me this much, you need to seek professional help. But there are dozens of livelihoods that depend on the success of the Rippaverse. We have employees and contractors that are working dream jobs in an industry they care so much about. I care a lot about them, and I'm highly appreciative of their work. In a world where so many people hate...
Did you offer to change the name? I know you hate reboots, but I feel like that's your best course of action, dude.
Their jobs. The Rippaverse is a company that so many people cherish.
Yeah, we're just going into advertisement here. Let's see.
I will do everything I can to protect that. It's not just my family's life that was changed for the better. It was theirs too. We've worked too hard to allow this to derail our efforts. We're going to keep moving.
You could have offered to change the name. You obviously don't have the trademark for Isom. But anyways, you know what, guys? The church did make a response to this, so let's go ahead and check that out.
Hi, Dr. Berin Gilfillan here. I just want to speak to Eric July and to all the Rippaverse fans. There's a tremendous group of people out there that love this comic book, and we're not against you. We're not against the comic book. We're not against the Rippaverse. Against everything that's been established and everything that's been done in the last year and a half with Isom 1 and Isom 2. And I just wanted to do a video to add some humanity to this whole equation, and also to try and explain why it is that we feel it's necessary to go down the legal route. Now, we have been in negotiation, and we had put a deadline. We made a proposal. Eric July's people came back to us with a counter sort of proposal, and we then laid down some basic guidelines we wanted to see in a settlement. And we said, well, please respond by the 10th of October. And, if not, then we're going to proceed to go a different route and to go down the line of actually going forward with the legal procedure. Well, the 10th came and went, and we did not hear back from the Rippaverse organization.
So they just gave him their offer and said, please respond by the 10th. They didn't respond. Oh, Jesus.
Organization, and that's the only reason that we, proceeded to actually serve the lawsuit. I'm not sure why Eric July and his legal team did not come back to us, but we're trying to operate in good faith. We're trying to lay down some guidelines. Yes, we made a proposal, and this involved a license. We're trying to license Rippaverse to use this trademark, and we can go back to the origin of this to say, our organization is called Good Shepherd, but we chose to brand ourselves as Isom. And so we trademarked Isom. This was, decades ago. And Rippaverse chose to brand themselves as Isom, but they chose to trademark Rippaverse, not Isom. I'm not sure if Eric July, if you, did a Google search at the beginning before you made that decision. If you either maybe you did do a Google search and decided that you were going to override the trademark that we owned. We have a registered trademark. It's not just a TM. It's not in process. It's a registered for many, many decades. And you chose to override that, or you never looked at it, and you did the groundwork for Rippaverse. You trademarked that. You went through the legal process, but you never ever trademarked the Isom or even looked into it. And if you did, and you came across our name, you didn't contact us, and if you wanted to use it, we would have been open at the beginning just to lay down some guidelines. And as it was, you proceeded, whether it was by ignorance or by intention, we don't know that. But bottom line of it is that you did use it. And I'm not sure when you came to know that this was a violation or this was an infringement, but to us,
just listening to him, it sounds like Eric's in trouble.
It's our branding, it's our name, it's it's what is really the foundation of what we do. And we're trying to defend that. There's a great video cast by Nick Rakita. He's legal. Many people watch him on YouTube. And Eric July, you've been on his show. He did, I think, a day ago, but it was recently that he did a video cast on this Isom case. Did an excellent analysis. Yes, he's mostly in your favor, but at the same time, he does advocate and say that we have to defend the trademark if we're going to keep it. We're open. You guys missed the deadline. You didn't come back with a proposal to us. We then went ahead and proceeded as we had said we would. If you didn't return and respond to us, maybe it wasn't important enough to you, but it is important to us. I know that there's trolls.
Okay, so I know, you keep on bringing up why he hasn't sued other people who use the name Isom. Because there are a few out there, and Eric brought up a few. And I said earlier when Eric brought up, it's because they're not making money. Listen, you're making kind of the argument, oh, he should just sue everybody who's named Isom. But the problem is, if you go into court and somebody, is using the name Isom but hasn't made any money off of it, your case is going to be really thin. And what you get, the best you can hope for is order him to change the name. That's it. The fact that Eric has made $6 million on the name Isom hurts him. It absolutely hurts him.
We're not ignorant to the fact that there's troll.
Yeah, it's... Henry, we live in a capitalism. Did you know that? It's about the money.
And
ask Eric. He will tell you it's about the money.
We also try to navigate that soup and to know what's a troll, what's not a troll. But the bottom line of it, to deny the fact that if you Google Isom, that both of our names come up, and there's lots of areas of overlap. And we want to just find a way that we can work together, that we can somehow resolve this. And everything's on the table for negotiation. And if we make a proposal, then you can come back with a counter proposal. But we certainly want you to recognize that there's an infringement, that there has been something that we've owned and that you are stepping on, and we're trying to create that distinction. The only way we know to do that is through a license. and to find whatever the boundaries of that license are. How do we structure it? We're looking for answers in the same way as you are, but to sweep this under the rug and say, like, we're trying to trample on your family name, or we don't have any nefarious issue in here other than the fact that you're involved in a lot of internet controversy. And the more you're involved in controversy, the more our name gets put up whenever somebody goes to Isom. Our name is there. And we're trying.
Yeah, Eric loves his internet controversy. He loves his internet fights.
To just avoid this, we want a separation. We want to have a separate identity. We want you to run in your lane, we run in our lane, but we're trying to find a way forward. So we're not some sort of greedy...
I mean, Henry, if you're looking for another reason, then the fact that Eric's fans are obviously like bombarding this church and they don't want to associate with it. There you go.
Sort of group that's trying to extract, and we would prefer you would never use the name Isom, that you talked to us beforehand, that we'd had some way. What you had to do, you became a superstar on the internet, and you boosted this name to huge lengths, and at some point it collided with our trademark, and we're trying to now find a resolution to that. It's not nefarious, it's not evil, it's not like we're some type of greedy type of organization. We're just trying to find a way forward. We're in 100.
Okay, Henry. So like Eric's comic was like when did that come out? Last year? I don't know if you're aware of this, but like World Wildlife Federation and World Wrestling Federation coexisted for a long time. The fact that they coexisted for a while did not help the World Wrestling Federation's case.
150 countries. There's hundreds of thousands of students that have done the Isom, that know the Isom, that love the Isom, and we're just trying to create a distinction. So I'm just, we're open to mediation, we're open to a discussion, but you're the guys who missed the deadline. You didn't respond to us, so we went ahead and said as we would, that we would go forward if you would not respond to us. And
that seems kind of standard. Yeah, we have a deadline. Please respond. Oh, you didn't? Okay. Apparently you're calling us out. We're not bluffing.
You violated. You missed it. So to make us out to be the bad people here, I think is disingenuous. I don't think it's fair. And I just wanted to add a humanity to this whole equation, that this is something we can resolve and we can work together on. But please, let's not sling mud at each other. Let's not try and do harm to each other. Let's try and find a way, but also let's recognize where the other person's coming from, that there is an infringement on our Isom trademark name. We own it. We've owned it. We put money into it. We've invested in it. We've built it. And you can say, well, this...
Yeah, no, the two video contrast is kind of fascinating, because Eric is like... they're trying to fight me. They're trying to steal Isom from me. It's my grandfather's name. They're trying to take it from me. And then this guy's just like, dude, we actually don't want to fight you. We want to make a deal, and you missed the deadline, so we filed. And I'm sorry. We didn't want to have to do this, but we're doing it because you're not talking to us, so let's do it.
There's a little narrow gap or whatever in terms of the print media, but we know that you've been in negotiation with Angel Studios, other things, that this very likely will go into, in sort of a Marvel type of movie or something in the future. There's potential of that, and all those digital rights are covered under our Isom brand and under our Isom filing and trademark. And we want to find a way now to find a way to work together, to find a way to resolve this and to make it so that we can create the distinctions. And, if it doesn't get governed by some sort of percentage or some sort of tiny, minute type of, portion, then give us a way that can be governed, that we have a way forward. And it's not that you own it 50-50, because that's not the way it is. It's not real and it's not true. And we have to have an acknowledgement that this trademark is owned by us. And the only way we know forward, if you won't negotiate, you won't respond by the deadline, is for us to proceed with the filed lawsuit that we originally had submitted. So we want to hear from you. We want to be able to negotiate. We want to be able to act in good faith, and we want.
I mean, this video actually, I guess, almost over, but it feels like this is somebody who's talked to a lawyer. Here's what you say.
want to have a humanity to all of this equation. So please let us hear from you. Take care.
Yeah, those two videos are just not remotely the same. And it really makes me wonder if Eric even has lawyers, because he's not talking like he has lawyers. Anyways, yeah, no, I just found that fascinating. Okay, so that was our post, and you could see, like, some of it has to do with the audience, like the videos he produces, stuff like that.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.